And we're live. Hello, everybody. How is everyone doing? Another
Hello,
week,
good morning.
another Hashgraph Hustlers.
That's right. Always be hustling.
Always hustling, man. And we've got an absolute hustler with us today.
Yeah, that's right.
We've got a proper hustler with us today. Gaurang, how are you doing, man? Thank you very much for joining us.
Hey, hey guys, thanks for having me here. Yeah,
So
So,
Gaurang is the CTO of Bonzo Finance.
yep.
Everybody, knows Bonzo. They're our premier lending and borrowing protocol on Hedera, run by a great team and one of my friends as well, Brady, who I worked with for many years over at Hashgraph. And so, Gaurang, it's nice to have you on the show.
Yep. Same here. Yeah. How are you guys doing?
Doing great.
not too bad, not too bad. I think this would be a good one. I guess this will be particularly good because obviously we've got Gaurang on as a guest, but also we are going to be covering how to build a plugin with the new agent kit v3. So we've had a new Hedera agent kit. Really excited about it because it's sort of it's been redesigned in a way where it's compatible with all of the top AI agent frameworks. So before we sort of only had support for LangChain, but now you can use LangChain, Vercel, MCP, all of these sorts of frameworks you can use. And we've just added a really nice plugin architecture, which we're going to be using to build a Bonzo plugin today. I mean, Gaurang, do you want to maybe give a bit of backdrop, I think, just about Bonzo first, then maybe for anyone who's not familiar with Bonzo and Aave type protocols, and then we can go into sort of actually what we're going to be doing today as well. Does that sound good, Gaurang?
Absolutely. But let me start by saying, man, like I'm really in awe of you as a developer. So yesterday when we spoke, we didn't have the plugin architecture, and today we have it. So that's awesome. Yeah, good job. Kudos, though.
It was not just me. It was a big help from a lot of different people.
Uh, amazing. Um, so yeah, quite excited to see the architecture and the plugin architecture. So I think we spoke like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and you were trying to show me like the initial framework for that, right? So yeah, I want to get my hands on that, and I want to see how we can use it today. So anyway, just to introduce myself, I'm Gaurang. I'm the CTO and co-founder of Bonzo Finance Labs, and Bonzo Finance Labs is the builder of the Bonzo protocol. So Bonzo is the #1 lending protocol on Hedera. So I and Brady, we started this project last year, more than a year ago. So we started working on this around April last year, and we managed to launch it on the mainnet in October, November last year. And since then, we've been growing tremendously. So currently, I think today itself, we had a TVL, total value locked, of more than $70 million. And I think we have more than 30-40% of TVL on Hedera, just on Bonzo, sitting in on Bonzo. So over the last 8 to 10 months, we have had thousands of users using Bonzo. So it's pretty cool. So originally, Bonzo is a fork of Aave V2, and we forked Aave V2. We had to make some changes for the Hedera specific, nuances. We had to add native support for HTS tokens. On the UI, we had to include the Hashgraph SDK as well as Ethers.js. So yeah, we had to make some changes. We couldn't use the Aave code base as it is. On the way, we also faced some problems because some of the native tokens, for example, Steam, have only 2 decimals, and Aave and other ancillary protocols were not very well equipped to deal with that. Because on Ethereum and any other chain, usually they have 18 tokens or 6 tokens in case of USDC. So anyway, we had to make some changes there. We also integrated with WH bar, which is used by Saucer Swap. And yeah, so overall, what we tried to do is on the Hedera ecosystem, it was maturing. There were some Lego pieces of DeFi, and Bonzo, the way we built it was like a Lego piece, right? So the way we built Bonzo was to kind of interact and get integrated with the whole ecosystem. And I think it just fit like a glove. And yeah, Bonzo is an integral part of Hedera now, I would say. So yeah, happy to be here.
Yeah, and I see some of the tokens, the assets that you guys support. Of course, HBAR and HBAR-X, and we'll get into those later when we start talking about our looping. But USDC, of course, the Bonzo token, Sauce, Karate token, Steam, Pack, Dovu, HST token, Grelf, and KBL, the Kabila token. So yeah, that's quite a few tokens there. What if someone is interested in having their token supported, is this something that they reach out to you, or is your team looking at the tokens in the ecosystem, identifying how much liquidity they have in order to get supported onto Bonzo?
Actually, it's both ways. So, for example, when we listed KPL and Grel, we knew the team from there, so we knew those tokens, and they were on our list. But there are new tokens like GIB, GIB. So these tokens, the team has reached out to us. We are in talks with them right now, and usually, actually, to get listed on Bonzo, there are certain parameters. So you need to have enough liquidity on SaucerSwap,
Mhm.
because without enough liquidity, you can have systemic consequences of that low liquidity. And second is, you need to have a data feed on Supra. So Supra is one of the biggest Oracle providers on Hedera. Chainlink is also there, but Chainlink only has a couple of feeds for the native assets. So yeah, you need to have a feed on Supra Oracle, and once you have both of those things, then we usually list new tokens on Bonzo. Yeah.
Right. Okay. And before we get into the vibe coding, which I know most people came to see, Gaurang, is there any alpha about Bonzo features in the future, or something that you can leak for, something to get excited about?
Yes, we have been working on Bonzo Vaults actually. So Bonzo Vaults is going to be a fork of Beefy Finance, which again exists on like multiple EVM chains.
Mhm.
And actually, one of the strategies that we are going to do today in the live coding session, uh, that's something that you can do easily with Bonzo Vaults. So essentially, you can write a smart contract which can do all these looping, leverage things, and it can do a bunch of things. So you can automate all these, yield maximization strategies. Yeah, let's see how that goes.
And so Beefy Finance, I just went to their website. It's beefy.finance. It's
Yes,
multi-chain
exactly.
yield optimizer. So this is the smart
Yeah.
contract protocol that you're using to help people build and then execute multi-step yield strategies, right? Looping strategies and such.
Yep. Multi-step, multi-platform. So essentially, you could write a smart contract which can do yield optimization across Bonzo, Saucer Swaps, Trader Labs, H Liquidity, for example. Yeah,
Mhm.
you can do like multiple steps in each of those
Very cool.
contracts.
All right, well, fellas, I think it's time to get the music on and jump right into vibe coding. Jake, what you think?
Let's do it. Let's do it. I just did a bit of prep in the background. And yeah, I think we are ready to rock and roll. Okay, let me share my screen. Well, can you see my screen at the moment?
No.
No. Backstage. Let me know when, because I can't.
And should we are we walking the ducks?
Let's walk the ducks. Okay, let me
All
do
right.
it. If
All
you
right,
want to jump down,
let's
please.
go.
Okay, let's get walking the ducks on. So,
I guess I
hang on. What did you call it?
walking the ducks.
No, bro.
Uh-oh.
No,
Uh-oh.
bro.
I don't control the vibe, so
Feeding the
I'm
ducks, man.
feeding the ducks.
Dude,
Who walks a duck?
who walks a
Who
duck?
walks a
Yeah,
duck?
that's what I was thinking. What do you mean by
Nobody
walking ducks?
nobody walks a
We
duck.
feeded them. We feeded them.
We gotta do feed them.
It's a you have to pop. You have to pop. Ah!
Oh
Yes.
yeah, feeding the ducks. All right, let's.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah,
Put it on screen.
I guess Jake, for all the new listeners, we should probably do a quick introduction for ourselves as well. We can't assume they know us. So
Good idea.
I'm Ashe Oro. I'm over at the Hedera Foundation. I'm director of ecosystem growth, focused on AI, which is why I'm on this this show, but also with DePIN, so decentralized physical infrastructure. It's my goal is to help great teams build great products with grants from the foundation, but as well as help them network in our ecosystem to know who else is building, because if you build together, you're staying together, you're growing together, right? And then help them with some engineering problems that they may have. We have a great team of technical pros and engineers available for teams building out in our community who might have a couple questions about what's the difference between supporting HTS tokens or ERC tokens, or like Gaurang was saying, like what do I need to do to make my EVM protocol that I ported from Ethereum, like Aave, compatible with Hedera. So if you're building in the AI or the deep end space, hit me up, Ashe at hbar.fund.
Yeah.
All right,
and
Jake.
me, okay, cool. I work at Hashgraph, which is another one of the leading contributors to the Hedera ecosystem. It's sort of it's the labs arm of Hedera. So I'm in developer relations. My job is to basically make it as easy as possible for developers to test out Hedera and start falling in love with Hedera, like I did 4 years ago when I first found out about the network. But yeah, sort of doing things like this, hopefully trying to get people a bit stimulated, engaged, and obviously not just teaching Hedera, but some of the best practices around vibe coding. And this, what we're going to be doing today, is what has kind of become the standard when it comes to actually building with AI models. So here we've got our PRD. We created this products requirements document behind the scenes. I've got this nice little sort of prompt template specifically for generating PRDs. And yesterday, as you can sort of see in this chat information over here, us three, we were collaborating on creating a PRD with the help of AI, answering some of the questions that it had. The output was this. And what this is you can think of it as the foundation to what we're trying to build today. And especially when you're using artificial intelligence, generative AI models for building stuff, it's really important to have something like this to anchor the AI and reduce the risk of it hallucinating or going off on a tangent, which you don't want it to do. So we've got this really sort of focused PRD for the tool that we're going to be creating. We're going to be creating a recommendation tool. So we're going to be using the Bonzo API. We've got the endpoint over here. We can do a little query, I believe. I think I've got it. We can get up Postman and do a quick query of what this looks like. But we're going to basically be querying the Bonzo API and getting this data over here, just giving it to the LLM, telling it to sort of choose a strategy based on the user's inputs. And if we have time, we can maybe evolve that and actually look at executing it and doing smart contract interaction. We might not have enough time for that, but in case we do, that'd be really nice. But basically, yeah, we're going to first off just create a tool which takes this data and which uses the data to create something personalized for the particular user who's asking stuff.
Yeah. So basically, by the end of today's show, our goals are to have a natural language interface that a user can ask questions like, what tokens does Bonzo support? And what are the yield? What's the current borrow and lend rates for each of these tokens? And then once you know the tokens, you can ask, okay, agent, what the tokens, tell me from my wallet, from the tokens that I hold, which of my tokens qualify for current Bonzo deposit yield, right? It's like if you've got if you may have some tokens in your wallet that you're holding longer term and they're just sitting there, right? And you could be making yield on those tokens. So this agent is going to look into your account, or any account really, you just give it an account number. But it's like, oh, okay, I see you have, HBAR, Sauce, and Gib or whatever tokens. Well, 2 of those qualify right now for yield, and here's the yield for each of those tokens. All right. That's our goal for today. Our stretch goal is yield optimization. All right. So it's like, okay, seeing I've got these tokens in my account, can I get 200% yield? Or can I get 100% yield? Or like, help me build a strategy that uses Bonzo with the tokens that I have, and I can borrow and I can lend and I can go and, try to identify a strategy for me that'll get me X amount of yield. Again, we may or may not get there. Okay, that is our stretch goal. But yeah.
What I'm going to do, because this PRD was before we released the plugin architecture for V3, so I'm going to slightly tweak the PRD and get it to emphasize that actually we're going to change the. Could we turn down the tunes in the background a tiny little bit, by the way? But yeah,
just a quick disclaimer, guys, like those who are listening. So when you do these leverage and yield looping strategies, always be careful, because if the prices move up or down, your positions might get liquidated. So always keep an eye on your health factor. That's the single most important metric on Bonzo. If your health factor goes below 1, you will get liquidated. So you might lose all your assets. So be careful out there.
Yeah. Any looping strategy, increases your risk because it's increasing your leverage. And so it is important to know that whenever you're going to try to do any of these looping strategies, oftentimes looping with just USDC or something stable could work, but anytime you're going to introduce any other asset, be it HBAR, be it the Bonzo token, anything, liquidity is going to, of course, be lower than USDC, and the price is going to move more. So the more loops you do, the more you're affected by the price, and liquidation bots will come get you if you drop below that. It is a good idea, Gaurang. Maybe we could have, or maybe in the future when we're building out this Bonzo plugin, we could add a liquidation notification or something, or like, hey, tell me if I'm close to getting liquidated on any of my positions.
No, absolutely. Actually, that's one of the features we have been. It's been on the bucket list, but we never got to it. These notifications. Yeah, actually, That's a great feature.
I guess that sort of delves into a bit of like Web 2 stuff in it. Whereas I guess maybe, with scheduled contracts, which is a Hedera feature. And just by the way, for those of you who wonder what I'm doing in the background, I'm just updating the PRD so we highlight that we should use the new plugin architecture. So I'm just getting some relevant context in that. But to that point, is there something which maybe which sort of scheduled smart contracts can do, which will mean that it doesn't even necessarily need to be a notification, it's done sort of automatically or something like that?
Well, yeah. Depend on how the notification is delivered.
Yeah, so see, the cool thing here is your whole health factor, LTV, all these things, you can query that directly from the smart contract, So you could have a smart contract which is triggered periodically, which can check your health factor, right? And if it is like dangerously close to 1, it could start unwinding your yield loops, or it could start repaying your loans. But again, it all depends, right? So if you don't have those assets in your wallet, in your account, that will not happen. So yeah, again, risky.
Right, yeah. Cool.
These are good ideas of like how something like what we're building. Let's call this Bonzo AI Agent V1 today, right? But it shows you how it can be extended over time to add more functionality. And since the Hedera Agent Kit is open source, anybody can submit a PR, build something, submit a PR, and we'll work with you, we'll review it, and ideally we get to pull it in. And now your functionality has been added to the Agent Kit. And, mad props to you.
We've now got, let's now create these tasks. So we've got a PRD, it's updated, it now mentions that we need to use the Hedera, that's a bit wrong, whatever. It now mentions that we need to use the Hedera tooling. And what we're going to be doing is we'll create our tools over here. We'll then pass the tools into our Bonzo plugin, and then we'll pass our Bonzo plugin into our Hedera Agent Kit over here. Let's have a look at these tools. Let's also go through the current sort of Hedera Agent Kit, how it's working. I think now's a good time to do that. But I guess on a high level, what have we got over here? This is the initial tools that it's given us. So it's got all of these informations, whatever. I think we need to update this. So we just want to plugin.ts because I've already scaffolded the app. And then we want just tools over there. I think this is a bit overkill, to be honest. balance service. That already comes from the LLM. Don't need any tests. And then we'll keep that in. I think we'll keep this Bonzo market service. That'll be helpful. Now, on the actual task, product scaffolding, we've already got that set up. Implement Bonzo market data service. Yeah, we want to do that. Don't need to do that. I don't think we need to do that. I think it's going to be really simple. Just these two tasks, basically. And then we can test it inside of this index file, which essentially, let me give a quick overview as to what we're doing over here. Basically, this is just a very simple CLI tool, which I can do. I'm using Bud in this case, but you can use NPM, Node, whatever you want. Just got to try out this other Node runtime. What we're doing is we're importing the LangChain toolkit from the Hedera Agent Kit v3. We're importing the core plugins that we want. So sort of out of the box, the Hedera Agent Kit comes up with a lot of core plugins. For example, a Hedera token service plugin, which allows you to create tokens, transfer tokens, etc. We obviously got like an account plugin. We've also got other plugins like we've also got another plugin like the core HCS plugin, consensus plugin, queries plugin, all of that sort of stuff. We'll need the queries plugin actually, because we're going to try to do some getting account balances, so we can use that. We're importing all of that. We're then using LangChain to actually host the LLM, setting up our LLM using LangChain, creating our client. This is going to be an autonomous agent. However, the Hedera Agent Kit, you can have two types of agents. You can have an autonomous agent, or you can have a human in the loop agent return bytes, where actually it doesn't execute the transaction. It returns the transaction bytes, and then it allows you as the user to use your Hashpack wallet or your Kabila wallet, whatever, to actually then sign and execute the transaction. As you can see with passing. Yeah, Ash?
Yeah, I was just saying, but for today, just for the audience, we're not going to be executing any transactions. It is just going to be queries today, just to make it simple and make sure we can achieve our goals.
Yeah, good point, good point. We've passed in the plugins that we want. So again, the HTS plugin isn't going to be relevant for this today, but I think for this quick demo, it would be good to see it in action. And just doing a bit of boilerplate, getting the prompt template set up, getting the tools from the Hedera Agent Kit, passing the tools into our LangChain agent. So this create tool calling agent, this is coming from LangChain. And then we're basically setting up the agent. And over here, we've got our loop for this sort of chatbot CLI, where we can go speak to the actual AI agent and invoke it and hope that if we're using the relevant plugins, so here, for example, we've got our core HBS plugin, we could do things like, let's say, create a token called Hashgraph Hustlers with symbol HH and initial supply 100. So what this should do is it should realize, okay, I'm being asked to create a token, Hashgraph Hustlers token. We can see this on Hashscan. And as you can see, it's done it with all of the sort of details that we've set. If we go over to Hashscan now, we'll be able to see this token, which has just been created. Just over here, 426, 426. And what we can now do is we can say, okay, let's go, let me find another one of my accounts, and we can go transfer. Let's do it on the Hedera portal. Oh, dang it. Couldn't log in. So let's transfer it to this account, for example. We can say, right, great, transfer 10 of those tokens to this. And obviously it's got the previous message in its context, and it has this account ID, so it should be taking the previous token ID, which it sort of has in the context. And what does it say? I wonder if it's because it's not associated. Let's see what it tried. Operations, crypto transfer, invalid account ID. Okay, let's try this. Let's go airdrop. I think we should say airdrop it, because now it's trying to do a HBAR transfer to the account ID. I think let's try this one. Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't associated, I think. Oh, no.
No, it's not. It's calling the wrong tool. It's calling the wrong tool. Actually, airdrop. I think because I've said transfer, it's tried to do an HBAR transfer, probably to the token ID, I'd imagine.
Yeah, this is one interesting thing to note for anyone out there building AI tools with Web3 is at times the reasoning agent or the LLM call is going to reason and identify the wrong tool to use. And so what we found in building the agent kit was, using the frontier models. So using, I think GPT-5 is about to be launched, or or Grok 4, or the better models you use, the better reasoning they have. They are more expensive, but the reasoning is better. You're paying for that reasoning. If you want to go cheaper and try to use something like a mini, a 4.0 mini or something like that, you really got to have your test cases so that you can test to see, is the am I not paying enough for intelligence, and this reasoning is getting confused and maybe hallucinating more or not choosing the correct function to call in the back end. Yeah, it's a seesaw, between price of intelligence and quality of reasoning.
You know what it was? They've switched which is a good thing, that they've switched the ECDSA account, so it's now on top of the ED25519.
Oh yeah.
And I clicked the wrong one because I didn't read it, but actually it's because I sent it. I think it looks like it's trying to transfer. It was trying to transfer it to itself, I think. But actually now that I've sent it to the right account, it is successful. So it's because I was trying to send the token to itself. But if we now go to the payer account ID operations over here, 5H5 has been transferred.
Nice.
Cool. Okay, so that's the quick demo. Again, we're going to basically be creating a plugin which goes into here. And then what's really nice about this plugin architecture is that it then, using V3, it then becomes available not just for LangChain, but actually for anything and any sort of AI agent framework. But here we go. We've got our everything set up over here. I mean, it's all pretty straightforward. So again, I'm going to delete these tests because I don't want to do any tests. But we can probably just ask it to complete all of these tasks.
Well, yeah.
This is for to implement the Bonzo market data service, fetch reserves that calls this particular API, and then create the Hedera agent kit tool. Do we even need an account? We don't need an account ID, do we?
No, I don't believe.
It's good to have it if you can.
Okay, I guess we can make it a bit more. Okay, let's keep it. Let's do part one. Let's do task 1 first, and then we'll go into. We can do the second task. Execute task 2 from task. Let's switch up the tunes as well. Let's go to something else. Not feeding the ducks. What's some other tunes? We've got what have we got? What are the ones we got, Ash? Dude, I can't remember.
I'm usually not the DJ. I just vibe.
There's a nighttime driving or something.
Yeah,
like that.
night driving.
Night driving or something. Task using.
Do you have DJ permissions?
I do, yeah, but we can go over that. I can change it. Using.
Can your agent kit do that? I don't think so.
No, not yet. We just need a StreamYard. We just need a StreamYard tool. Let's go. Daydreaming. Where's night driving? Night driving.
That's it.
Night driving.
Oh.
Unfortunately, because I'm moving house at the moment. Actually, I'm going to Malaysia on the 4th of August.
Yeah.
So, at the moment, my setup is just my laptop. Usually, I've got all of my different screens, but unfortunately, it means I've only got one screen, so I can't be DJing on one screen.
I see. When you move to Malaysia, seeing that I'm in the US, you're going to be night vibing for these calls.
Night vibing,
night vibing.
We might have to make it a bit earlier, actually. do it an hour earlier. Or I'd pull a cheeky all-nighter. Okay, cool. So what have we got over here? It's done task. Let's just go complete all the tasks. So over here, is that looking correct? Is that the interface? Yeah. Is that the data structure coming back from the Bonzo API, or is that hallucination?
Yeah, let me check again. Let me check against the API. Give me a second.
I wonder if it's actually searched.
Yeah, I'll pull it up as well.
Well, I've got it over here. I think that's total hallucination over there. That's correct.
Yeah. You know what if we give it the JSON directly?
Yeah. But like, this is like, I mean, am I Bonzo? This is a big hallucination. Why has it done that? Bonzo response for the API. This is like crazy, isn't it? How, I don't know. You still need to be careful. It's definitely
Which model are you using?
using force on it, so it's good. You know what? I was also trying Claude Code just the other day, or just earlier today, and I was thinking I might even sort of play around with Claude Code a bit. I was using Claude Code earlier. We'll stick with Cursor for now, but I think that's a bit. Guys, you still got to be, even with this infrastructure in place, creating the PRDs and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Gaurang, do you recognize this data structure at all?
Some of the fields are correct, but I think the API is returning something completely different.
Yeah.
So like, if you go down, if you start here, for example, ID 0, that's the exhaust token. Yeah.
Hang on.
Then you have.
Is that available? It might be right though.
I mean, we need to get all of the names and symbols from the reserves array.
You know what? It might actually be right. Looking at it, let's get it up next to each other.
But I think what's more important here is the available liquidity and all those JSON objects. I don't see that anywhere. Total stable debt, total variable debt, all these.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Let's just do a quick.
It's like we need, we need the array, the reserves array, and all the objects.
Well, this one here, this is what's important.
Yep.
Liquidity.
Yeah.
There is an available. Well, that's just a number.
But that's that's hallucination.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. There is a available liquidity param that has tiny token display, HBAR tiny bar, HBAR display.
Over here, you mean, yeah?
Yeah, no, I'm saying no, in the API endpoint.
Right. Yeah. So no, we're saying this is the AI's attempt of this data structure over here, and it's just totally hallucinated what the response is. The response should be. So let's update it then. Let's go. You've messed up big time, man.
Can you just give it like reserves.id0 and just pass it in all the XSOL stuff as an example and see if it can't parse it correctly, the rest of it correctly? Or do you want to?
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
We're gonna have to. Yeah, that's a good idea. I think we'll just do that. Yeah, let's do.
Or just like give it ID1, which is USDC.
Okay.
And just like copy the entire object of USDC into that.
The reserve. Yeah, good idea. The reserve data structure.
Also, I think we might need to explain what is tiny token, all those things. It might not know that.
What is it? Yeah, I need. What is that? I don't know what that is.
No, tiny token is essentially the lowest decimal unit on Hedera, right? Like tiny bars. So instead of tiny bars, the API is calling it tiny token.
Okay, so this is the decimals basically, yeah.
Yes, with all the decimals. Yeah.
Well, let's do hex. That's like a really big number, isn't it?
Yeah, because it has like 8 digits, right?
Oh, I see. Okay. So that's going to be like 8. That's 1 with 8 zeros, basically, yeah.
Yes, it's like 2289369599. Yeah.
Oh, it's this one here. This
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So what? Sorry. What is this number? This token display?
That's the actual number of tokens.
Oh, interesting. So it's got a.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The number of tokens in the Bonzo contract.
Yeah, in the landing pool, I think. Let
In
me
the
see.
lending pool. Right, okay.
Here we go. It's now it's updated it. Bonzo Reserve Raw. So we've got ID, name, symbol, stable debt address, variable debt address, CoinGecko ID. It's looking. It's just LTV. That's much better now, isn't it? Bonzo value.
So another thing, just speaking to the audience for a minute, another thing we've noticed is definitely give examples to when you're vibe coding like this, explanation to your LLM is your best friend, and even offering it examples helps a lot. Especially if you see some repetition of some standard or some schema, like take the extra time to copy and paste a portion of that out and explain it to the LLM, and then it'll be able to extrapolate that and apply that to the rest of like this JSON file, for example. In addition, helping define terms for it. So, what Gaurang was doing right here to us, just, don't assume that your AI knows, right? And so you can tell it tiny token is this, or token display means this. So then whenever you're using your own natural language to talk to the AI, it'll understand what you're talking about because it has that context.
Yeah, there we go. So what I just did, I just got the whole data structure set up just to make sure that in case we need it in the future. Oh, sorry guys, my wife's calling me. Give me a second. Guys, I'll have to come back in about 20 seconds. Give me a little bit of time.
Sure. We'll be here vibing.
That look like Inception windows within each other.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Let's see if we've got any comments. I don't know if Backstage is still here, but if there's any comments or questions, we can pull those up on the screen.
I'm back. No worries.
All right, let's go.
Okay, so yeah, what I did just then, I was just making sure that it has the whole data structure in case it's needed. So Gaurang, just from my understanding, here we've got these total market supply, total market borrowed. This token display number, is this in what is this number? Is that the amount in H bar or something, or because it's the same as the H bar display?
Yeah, so the total token display is the actual number of tokens that you see on the screen. So actually, if you go to app.bonzo.finance, you should see all this data there, and then you can understand it better.
Yeah, this is
app.bonzo. Yeah, just say launch app.
Yeah.
Don't log in. Yeah. So now if you go down in that whole big table, so the token supply that you see, so if you look at this number 108273, that's the token display. If you go down, so let's go to one of the reserves. We can understand it better that way.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to like here.
In the API. I mean, sorry.
All right.
Go to the API and the reserves array. So let's look at the XSOS, right? Or H bar. Let's do with XSOS or USDC. Yeah. So the EVM address is the EVM address. These are all the other A token, stable debt token, variable debt token addresses. And yeah, available liquidity, then borrowable. Let's look at go down a little bit. Go down, total supply. So if you go, so total supply is something that you see on the screen right now.
Okay.
So the total token display, which is, what is that? 41577. Yeah. So that's the number you should be seeing on the screen as well for Exos. If you go to Exos,
4157. So there
that's
we
the token display. Yeah. And then you have the USD display above that, which is $3.14 million on
Yes.
Exos. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's the USD display.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we've got about $3 million worth of source. Cool. Okay. And then the abbreviation. Nice. Yeah, that's making sense.
And the tiny token is the number of tokens in the lowest decimals in the hex format. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So if we're to do like decode hex online, this will give us the same.
Yep. I'm hoping. Cool. Yeah, it's
That's not. Bytes. I don't know. Hex to text. There we go.
Try to take the 0x out.
I think it's.
I'm doing something wrong. I'm doing.
That's all right.
Right.
Anyway,
yeah. You need hexadecimal. Hexadecimal conversion.
Same thing, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, so we need to encode it. Oh, 307. No, that's.
I think I'll have to come back to you on that.
Yeah. I do it in ethers. I could do it, but I think okay. Anyway, so we've got all of these, but then so these top level ones, I'm interested in these ones just because it's the total market supply. So I'm interested in how do we get this number?
Yes. So this is the value. So this is like the total value across all the assets, all the tokens that have been supplied on Bonzo, total value that has been borrowed on Bonzo, and the liquidity that's available on Bonzo. Yeah, total market liquidity. Yeah.
Okay, so this is in dollars, and so in
same format again.
$70 million in total. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the TVL on Bonzo right now.
Okay, and then so the market, the borrowed is equal to the total supplied minus the liquidity, isn't it?
Yes, that should be right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Give or take. Yeah, it looks like it's rounded, but okay, cool. Okay, so we've done that. We've got the first step of the task. I think we probably can just go through the rest of these tasks. Okay, it's cooking. We've got this Bonzo market service. Look at this. Very object orientated. Bonzo market service. Fetch market data. Bruh, what's this controller signal stuff, man? Damn. It's a bit over the top. Anyway, this is looking fine, isn't it? So
it loves creating controllers, man. Claude.
I don't like why just do a normal fetch, man. This is the first time I've seen it do this, to be fair.
Oh no, for me it always does a controller and 10 levels of abstraction.
Interesting. Pass USD value. What's this here? Pass. Okay. Passes USD display of Bonzo. Normalize reserves.
Ooh.
What's this doing over here?
That kind of makes sense, I think.
Total borrow USD. What's it doing over here? Total variable debt plus total stable.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
What is the raw thingy? Raw.utilization rate.
I think that's just the. I think that's over here. This is the raw.
Okay.
For most of it, it's just making it
rather than
just making it camel case rather than whatever that case is.
Okay, interesting.
And then pass flow. Okay. Filter active reserves. This is looking good.
Yeah,
Filter.
makes sense. It has to be active. Sort resource by supply UI.
Going hard. It's going hard.
It is.
This is very, a bit overkill for a Hashgraph Hustlers demo. But again, we should look at
We're
this.
vibe coding.
But also this could potentially be the foundation of the Bonzo plugin.
Yeah.
Also, this will be the foundation of it.
Yeah.
So I guess if we have these, if we've got these advanced fetching techniques, then maybe it would be good for the long term.
What I found is like if you give it such a big API like response, like JSON, sometimes it starts hallucinating and saying, okay, I've done this, but it just like does some placeholders there, which is pretty stupid sometimes,
Right, yeah. They need to get Super Grok up in it.
Yeah.
Super Grok up. Is it available via an API?
Oh, the Grok 4 right there.
Is it here?
Yeah. Scroll down.
Oh, damn.
Oh, wow.
Let's use it. Let's use Super Grok. I didn't know that. That's cool.
Careful, you better put your cape on.
Man, I just bought a Claude subscription because I wanted to try Claude Code.
Nice.
Look at this. It's
Which
nice.
one?
The test.
Which one did you take? Did you take the $200 plan, Jake?
No. I thought I'd just begin with the basic one. See if
The basic one, it just exhausts all the credits like all the time. So I'm using like the.
If that's the case, I'll upgrade it. If I like it and it runs out, I'll upgrade it. But for now, I just kept it pretty simple. But it's even doing setting up like a GitHub or whatever. Okay, cool. So it looks like it's done that. What's this over here?
Wow, that's a lot of tests.
Yeah, which no one's ever going to look at.
I thought we told it we weren't going to build tests.
I did, but then I missed out one of it. Always just adds in tests. Just come on. Anyway, we've got let's do a bit of cleanup over here. So
we're testing in prod here. Come on now.
Yeah, that's it. Get the users to test for you.
That's right.
Okay, so what have we got so far? Let's have a look at the task. So it's completed all of task 2. Let's just get rid of this. Don't want to do no more tests. Next is to create the Hedera kit tool, define Zod schema. So this to me doesn't really make sense, purely at least in the current implementation, because at the moment, if we look at our, if we look at over here, do they have an account ID as like a? Nah, we're not even using account ID over here. But I mean, I guess as we evolve it, maybe we can.
I mean, down the line. Oh, yeah, we're only using account ID for querying the user's tokens against their Hedera account ID, not to query Bonzo to see what positions they have open on the Bonzo protocol.
Yes. So we'll need account ID if we want to query the Bonzo positions. Yeah. Otherwise, we don't need account ID.
Okay, because there's another API, isn't there?
Yeah. Well, which takes an account ID.
Yeah. I think at the moment, I'm pretty sure if we let's use the queries plugin.
Yeah, exactly. We'll just need the queries plugin from the existing agent kit.
Exactly. Yeah. So let's just double check it works. Get my Hedera tokens. So this should be querying the mirror node. I guess there is a slight issue in that we're using testnet over here. Doesn't look like it's working very well, actually. There is a slight issue in that we're using testnet over. Oh, it's done it. We're using testnet over here. However, we're using mainnet for Bonzo. But it looks like it's come back. Here are your token balances. I don't know what that status is.
Should I just spin up a new mainnet wallet so we can use a mainnet account, and I'll just like throw a couple like tokens in there?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do that. Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be
All
great.
right.
I think we need to look at how our looks like the data looks correct, but we're not getting much useful information out here. So we need this is a separate thing. We can refine the. I think just the token ID is sufficient though. Just the token ID is good enough for us to then use in the subsequent queries, because that's what that we really need, I think.
Okay.
Anyway, let's get back to it. So we can get the token IDs from our core plugin. Let's now go for implementing. Yeah, let's go with task 5.1. And we'll chunk this up into bite-sized pieces, I think, just to make sure that it's going correct. I don't know, let's do. Zod, yeah, it's fine.
Hey, while it's doing that, Jake, can you quickly walk us through how exactly this plugin is going to work? Especially like how does it, what's going to happen from Bonzo API to having that plugin talking to the AI LLM? Yeah.
Yeah, good question. Do you think it'd be a good thing to compare it with like an existing plugin, and I can show you sort of how like existing work? Yeah. Okay. Let me share my screen and I can get up. We can look at some of the queries over here. So what I've got up here is just literally this is the agent kit GitHub. And as you can see, we've got, for example, our get account balances tool. This is what we just used actually. You can see it gets the token balances. What is that? What's the token balance? Token balance, account balance. Yeah, we need to improve the data structure over here to include things like symbol and name. But anyway, what we're doing over here is we've got our tool. So this tool contains a few things. So every tool in the Hedera agent kit follows this particular interface. So it's got a method name. This is sort of an ID, you can call it. It's an identifier for the actual specific agentic tool. It then has this name. This is like a human readable name. A description. This is essentially a prompt for the actual LLM to identify which tool to use and when. It has these parameters. So that's a Zod schema. And what the parameters are is the parameter tells the AI what data structure you need to format what data structure the execute function down here actually needs. So the parameters make sure that the AI, it reduces the risk of the AI hallucinating by really clearly specifying what types the data structures are, what the name should be, etc., etc. And then the most important.
Sorry, quick question here. So now you said that the name and description is used by the LLM to call this tool. So instead of query, if I use query, like if I misspell that, like QURY, so how does the LLM actually work in that case? Yeah.
Well, obviously that becomes one of the advantages for LLMs, where they're not using deterministic logic. For example, search for this key term and call it over there. That's not how LLMs work. The large language model uses that sort of predictive transformer architecture to take the general context and understanding of the prompt, and then it uses that to predict what is the most likely tool. So even if you spell it incorrectly, or even if you spell it in Spanish, we can even do some experiments with it. Even if you do it in another language, the LLM, if it's a decent LLM, I mean, even 4.0 Mini, which is now a year or so old, any decent LLM will be able to understand the intent of the user and then selects the correct tool. Now, there is where it becomes a bit more risky in terms of potential tool collision, that happens when you have loads of tools, or when you have tools which are very, very similar. So for example, if I have, let's say I've got a tool which is transfer H bar and a tool which is transfer H bar to 0.0.1234, it might conflate the two sometimes. And obviously that then becomes the responsibility of the AI engineer to try to reduce these risks and almost put yourself in the position of the LLM, where, okay, think like an LLM would do, understanding what makes LLMs work, understanding that they're just basically predictive machines, and they take all of the context before and they use that to predict what's going to happen next. Understanding that, I think, helps quite a lot.
Yeah, this is exactly what I was talking about earlier about, paying the extra API fees for better reasoning.
Yeah.
All right.
So anyway, that's the parameters are important, because as we'll see when we look at the execute function, it takes in the parameters, and this is what the actual the deterministic logic, that Python code or that JavaScript code in this case, that's what that needs to execute. And we can actually have a look at a tool in action over here, where we have our method name, which is sort of just an ID. We've got this human readable name. We have the description. And you can think of the description as a prompt, which describes what the LLM, which describes to the LLM what the tool actually does. We've got the parameters, and we have this execute function, and we can actually look at all of them in action over here. So here, for example, get account token balance query prompt. This tool will create token balances for a given account. The parameters are the account. The token ID is optional. If not provided, all the token balances will be returned. And there's a bit of other sort of, within the agent kit, again, this prompt is very, very important, because this is essentially the information that you're giving the AI on how to use this particular tool and when to use the tool. So it tells you what the tool is, how to use it, and when to use it. And we've got this quite neat little prompt generator class, which just has a few helper functions, which essentially sets a standard as how do I give extra context within the, how do I give the LLM extra details within the context of Hedera and all of the nuances with Hedera about account IDs and whether I want to create a autonomous agent or return bytes agent. These helper functions increase the quality of the prompt and sort of gives a standard throughout the agent kit in terms of how to actually deal with particular descriptions. Again, noting that there are some nuances with the agent kit and with Hedera that you need to explain to the LLM. And if you're developing your own plugin and your own set of tools, it is definitely worth looking at these prompts and looking at how we've implemented it so that you can take the similar best practices and create tools which are really well described and reduce the risk of AI hallucination, calling the wrong thing. Ash, were you going to mention something there?
Oh, I DM'd you the mainnet account. Nice. So that we can have a mainnet. Yep.
Cool. Okay, cool. Shall I turn my screen off when I get that pulled up? Yeah.
Well, it's just since we're only doing queries, there's no private key, so it's just the account ID.
Okay. Nice. Oh, yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
There's no execution today.
Yeah. Anyway, now on the execution side, so in this instance over here, again, this is just your JavaScript logic. So this is essentially what the LLM actually then runs. And as you can see, it takes that parameters, which is that Zod schema, that Zod object, which we have in a separate file, actually, just to keep it organized. But this is the Zod object that the AI needs to create to then, the AI needs to create to then actually, now I'm thinking here, we can do a better way. We can have like a default. Oh, that's cool. Whatever, we'll look at that later. Sorry, I was just thinking out loud. The AI creates that schema and then passes it and calls this particular get account balance query function, which is essentially calling the mirror node to get the account balances. And that's all it does. And then just returns the account ID, the token balances to the LLM. and the LLM takes that response, this object, it takes that object and then goes, okay, this is the object that the functions return, that the tools return. This is the human's original query, put them together, and then use it all to package up an answer to then give to the actual human in a more human readable way.
Yep.
So we'll be doing something similar to that. Okay. So what have we got here? So far, all that's happened, looking good. They have created our Zod schema. Now, it does, okay, let's just keep going. It does look like it's kind of slightly misunderstood our objective, and that might just be to do with the PRD. But I think we can just keep going. And if there are any changes, we can pivot once we're a bit further down the line. I would say let's do...
let's not get into implementing strategy yet. Let's spin it up and make sure that it can query correctly, and we can ask it questions that it can send us back the list of tokens, send us back the correct yields on the borrow and lend side and stuff like that.
Okay, great.
And yeah, to compare the answers, what you can do is you can just open the app.bonzo.finance on your browser. That way you can just compare it directly.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay, so let's keep this up for now. We just want a tool which queries and returns the
list of supported tokens and their associated lend and borrow rates, APY.
Queries the API and returns the available tokens and rates. E.g., a user asks, well, what would like a user prompt be?
Yeah, so the user prompt would be, tell me all tokens supported by Bonzo and
their supply and borrow APIs.
And their supply and borrow APIs.
So let me see what we call it in that market API. Yeah, supply API, borrow API, yeah.
Cool. Let's just do this and then go. Say create the tool and
APYs, by the way. Supply borrow API.
Sorry. Plugin for this. Yeah, let's just do that. I think this is like a strategy engine. This is a bit of a.
This was our stretch goal, anyways.
Okay. Cool.
Yep.
Cool. Okay.
This is why Jake keeps me on the show, by the way.
Yeah. Have you guys noticed that Ashe trimmed his beard? He wasn't happy.
Well, I've got to look closer, like the image that I've got on the that the guys create,
Yeah, we still need a new image. I got a new one. Do you like my new one? It's a bit more casual.
It is. It is.
No
I
longer
like
in the
it a lot.
suit.
Yeah.
Took it in. We are developers. I think Fermin took the photo. Oh yeah, let's get the. Where did you send it, by the way? Actually, you sent it in Slack.
I can send it in Slack.
No, just I can go to where you sent it. Where?
Oh no, it's just in the private chat here in StreamYard.
Okay, sweet. Let's go. Perfect. Right. Okay, we'll add.
Again, the reason that we needed this account is ideally we're going to be able to query this account's token balances and then have our AI agent compare that against a list of supported tokens on Bonzo and return back to me or the user which pools I could deposit into and start earning yield.
Yeah, and important thing to note here, because we're doing mainnet, when we set the client, we need to set it for mainnet. Well, actually, no, we don't. Not in this case. Because we're not. Oh, no, sorry, we do because we're going to be querying the mainnet mirror node.
Right.
But something which I want to highlight for those developers who are here is, look at that, it's trying to run tests again. Shut up.
It will be interesting to see if we have issues building the Hedera client because we're not going to have a private key here, Jake.
No, it won't, and that's what I was about to mention. So one of the new features with this AI agent kit is that when you're constructing it, the only thing that you need to pass in is the client. Now, the client doesn't actually need to have an operator. It doesn't actually need to have an account ID or a private key. It does if you're using the autonomous mode. However, if you're using a, let's just say, return bytes mode or whatever, you don't actually need the client because you're not executing the transaction. You don't need the operator because you're not actually executing the transaction. You're just returning the transaction bytes.
Right. So in our prompt to the agent, we'll just pass it in the prompt. We'll pass it this account ID.
So we can do that, or what we can do is what I've done over here, line 32, is I've actually passed it in as part of the context. So we can pass in the account ID as the context, and then the LLM automatically knows which account I'm referring to when I say things like my account or your account, whatever. It will go, okay, in this instance, prioritize this account ID. So it means that from the user perspective, they don't actually need to always add their own account ID in the prompts because we're managing that on the back end.
Right. Cool.
Okay, so it looks like it's done it. And
we're using Grok, Super Grok right now, so this is first time.
No, we're not. We're still using Force on it. We can use
no. Well, use what you're familiar with.
Well, we can use Grok 4 for the stretch goal, yeah?
Okay, all right, yeah.
So here we go. So let's have a look at what it's created. So we have create Bonzo market data prompt. So this tool fetches the current market data from Bonzo Finance and returns information about supported tokens unless by APIs. Tool provides list of active tokens, buy APYs, borrow APYs, token liquidity. Okay, no parameters required. Simply call it, and then we have the actual execute market data function over here, which is calling our Bonzo market service, fetching the supplier reserves. It's done its own formatting function, quite nice, and that should be it. So I think let's set it up in here. We've got it up in here. Okay, cool. We should be good. Just to basically pass this in here, Bonzo plugin, and now okay, so if we ask it what are the current Bonzo tokens I can use? Great.
It's calling the Hashgraph query tool, man.
What are the current Bonzo? Get Hashgraph balance. What? What? Get Hashgraph balance query tool. Market data tool. What? That's core queries tool. What was the tool it's called?
Yeah.
Hashgraph balance query tool.
You know, for now we could just remove the core queries tool.
Yeah, can do, but that's a bit dude. Something's going on. Oh, I want invalid.
Jake, don't talk to AI like that, okay? When it actually becomes super intelligent, it will come,
Yeah, you're probably right.
looking for you.
Yeah. So try another prompt and let's say, what are the let's give it like fetch the supported tokens from Bonzo.
Yeah, I've just removed the other plugin as well. Fetch the supported tokens from Bonzo.
Yep, I think it is doing it now.
Which LLM are you using for reasoning?
It's using 4O Mini. 4O Mini. That might be the problem.
Yeah. This is looking a bit better. There we go. Okay.
Let's see. Yeah,
So-
USDC
Yeah.
Steam.
There we go.
How many tokens in the thing?
So
There should be 12 tokens.
we've got a decimal point problem here, I believe, in the supply and borrow APYs.
Oh yes, absolutely.
But before everybody listening goes and starts supplying,
You can supply, yeah, if you don't mind.
but you're not going to get 662% for USDC.
You might.
Let's compare that.
You might not.
It's possible. Is it probable?
Yeah.
Where does it come from? Total zero.
No, you have to go to the asset, the reserve actually.
Yeah, the reserves array. It's going to be in the reserves array for each token.
So it needs to look at the variable borrow APY, supply APY. And I think, this is a percentage, and I think it's just multiplying that by 100. So it needs to know that this is a percentage value. If you go down in the reserves USDC.
Did we lose Jake?
I think we lost him. Yeah, so the problem is in the supply APY value is already in percentage.
Yeah.
And the AI is multiplying that by 100.
Got you. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's have a look at the.
Be right back, guys.
No problems. Yeah, it's over here. Look, times by 100, isn't it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Let's do sorted reserves. Okay, if we're to do it, and then I guess over here, yeah, let's go. Is there any more times by hundreds? No, we're good. Okay, let's do the same prompts.
Interesting.
So get the current Bonzo tokens. It does take a while, doesn't it? I guess the actual the context is pretty big. Sorry, the prompt, the length is pretty big. There we go. That's looking.
Oh, nice emojis. I love the emojis.
4.3. Okay, let's have a look at. So yes, borrow 15%, supply 6.6.
Let me check that.
Borrow.
Yeah, seems about right. Yeah.
Nice. Bang on, exactly right. Okay, wicked. That's really cool.
Nice.
That's really, really cool. Okay, sweet. Is Ash back? I don't think he is. Okay, nice. So we've got that. Now, I still want to figure out why, if we do query plugin, what was our get the current? Why did that not work last time? That's strange. Same thing again.
Yeah, it's doing that again.
Invalid schema. Forget HBAR balance query tool. Do you know what it is? I don't think it's not. This is failing too quickly.
Yeah.
Is it because did I change anything over here?
Is that tool hard coded somewhere?
Well, this is actually pointing to my local directory.
Mm-hmm.
I swear we did, like, it works just a second ago, didn't it?
What did I miss?
No, we got it to work. We got it to work. What's not invalid function parameters? I wonder if we're just looking at.
Wait, is that a compile issue somewhere?
So I mean, I think there's. Well, we'll look into this offline. I mean, or is it to do with?
You know, we could just simplify and remove the query to the users if we
No,
really had to.
so the other thing works, but I'm just looking into the autonomous agent stuff. Sorry, the core query stuff as to why that's not working.
Querying the user's HTS tokens.
Yeah.
What I was saying is we could just simplify and remove that, just so we can keep building the Bonzo agent.
Yeah, for sure.
So we can have a stretch goal of looking at the user's balance and matching that against Bonzo.
Yeah, I don't know why. Or is it because? Sorry, I'm just going off a bit of a. Still, okay, whatever. Yeah, we'll focus on the Bonzo plugin for now. Let's get back to there. Cool. Okay, so then, what have we got so far? We have create. Yeah, let me show you what it's doing, Ash. We can show you exactly what's cooking. So if I just go, what are the available Bonzo tokens? I know it's probably not the best word to prompt, but it still pulls the right data, as you will see. There we go.
Perfect.
And it's got the right, exactly like Gaurang said, it's multiplied everything by 10, but now it's completely spot on. So,
all right. So let's also ask it, what is the supply APY for USDC?
Okay, let's do that in a new chat. Just so that, because obviously it's got it in the context before anyway. What is the supply APY for USDC?
We didn't even tell it Bonzo here, but I guess the Bonzo plugin is the only one we're operating with.
Amazing.
That
So
seems
fast.
too quick.
Yeah.
What?
You know what, Jake? I think for all the tokens, I think it's doing like a for loop or something somewhere, and maybe that's why it takes so long.
That was too quick. Bruh, what?
Let's ask it again for that was the supply side. Let's ask for the borrow side. We'll see it.
15.17, same as
Yeah, okay,
Dude,
there we go.
Why is that so quicker? I guess it's the tokens out are less, isn't it? This is
yeah, because it's not doing a for loop. That's why.
Right.
No, but this isn't a for loop. This is, I think what it's doing is it's like the token, because obviously when you query LLMs, you pay for the input tokens and you pay for output tokens.
Yes.
And output tokens are more expensive. So I think because these output tokens, there's way more output tokens over here. I think that's partly to do with this. I don't know. That's my guess. But it's obviously I mean, if we just do like I guess there's only 13. Okay, so it covers it. But it's like, that's super quick. Okay, cool, wicked.
Okay, so now feature-wise, we have query for all tokens on Bonzo, query for a specific token on Bonzo. Now I think we can try to start adding back in the query for my tokens, the user's tokens. Then once we have that, then we can bridge the two. We can merge the two and find the overlap. So let's add back the core query tool that we have, just out of the box in the agent kit.
This is throwing an error. That's the error we were getting earlier.
Yeah, but it was just good to remove that and test, and we know we have the Bonzo plugin queries are working correctly now.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that the other queries aren't working correctly.
Just in general.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. I don't know. I have no idea. Let me try.
Yeah, try to get. When I was testing the agent kit earlier this week, I actually noticed that it would work, but then it wouldn't work. It was a bit, but it was difficult.
Yeah, I don't think that was this error. To be fair, this is like, okay, what tokens do I have?
And which account ID is it using?
Well, but that's it. It's not even. It's just throwing an error even before I think it even thinks. Because even if we do like this, just hello, throws an error. Get HBAR balance query tool. I think it's coming from here somewhere now. It's not the Zod schema. Context, account ID, optional account.
So just for the audience, what we're doing is the Bonzo plugin that we built is actually working correctly. And we're encountering an issue with our core agent kit functionality right now when trying to go query the user's tokens.
I know what it is. I think I know what it is. It's because we're using a different version of Zod. I think why. So we need to, okay, so let's do this version of Zod. Because it did work before we installed Zod.
Because it's failing on the schema. And so
yeah,
that's Zod.
Yeah. Because and then afterwards, here we go. So because what happened was when we first tested it in here, it worked. And then we added in Zod to create the tool for this one, and then we did a different version. So I think what we need to do is, and this is a good bug to have spotted. We need to enforce if you're using the Hedera agent kit to use version 3 of Zod.
Nice cat, Ash. What's the name?
This is Noodles.
Oh, that's so cute.
There we go. What's my age?
Great catch, by the way, Jake. Holy crap. That's a good one.
Yeah, it's a bit of a funny one, to be fair. Your HBAR balance is 0. Is that right, Ash?
That's right. Yep.
Okay.
And just ask it for all token balances.
What tokens do I have?
It should be like 10 sauce, 10 gib, a couple pack, I think.
Nice. So, okay, again, an issue. It's not showing the
token name.
Yeah, which is a bit dodgy. We should have the token name?
Oh yeah, for sure we should have the token name. And I think the balance isn't right either. No, I'll just tell you what the tokens are. Hold on.
Because I'm guessing this is. I think the balance is including decimals.
Yeah, I think so.
Which, to be honest, again, we should update that. We should make it so that it's. Okay, so let's go.
So it should have 1 USDC, 10 sauce, and 10 gib.
Right. So this is USDC. You've got 1, 3. Yeah. Okay. Let's do a few changes on the agent kit. I'm gonna do it over here. So we want to go get HBAR balance, not get HBAR. We're gonna go for the get account balances query, and then in this response, in this token balances, what we want to do is we want to oh, I see. Okay, so I think if we're doing.
So Gaurang, welcome to debugging Hedera agent kit live stream.
Exactly. That's cool.
This is how it goes, though. You know, this is how it goes.
It's actually to do. No, it's actually. I think the API which we're calling. If we call the API, I don't think it actually comes with all of the information. So let's do
the mirror node API.
Yeah, mainnet.mirrornode. What is it? Testnet.hedera.com. Right.
The endpoint that the agent kit should be using, I mean, it should be like the accounts /account, I think. And it no, that's not right.
Oops.
/tokens
/account. So we've got it over here. It's /accounts, then account ID /tokens.
Yeah, that's it.
Then we've got the account ID over here. Where's the account ID? Just there it is. /tokens. Let's have a look. Yeah, so it comes back with a decimal. It doesn't see annoying. It doesn't come back with the name in this API. But if we just call the account, I think it. No, it doesn't. It's even less informative. So we need to actually do a. This is where Hgraph would be really good.
Yeah.
But I mean that's a bit like it should really come back with the
right. Our own mirror node API endpoint is not coming back with the token.
Yeah, exactly. But what we can do is we can say
we can just cheat and like just tell it in the context window for now. Like, hey, this token ID equals this token.
We'll also, I'm sure the Bonzo API will also give back the token ID, won't it?
Yes, it does give back token ID and the token name as well.
Yeah, so it should still be fine.
Okay.
Be fine. But okay, there's definitely an action over here that we should pass the balance with the decimals. I'm gonna...
By the way, in the API we're calling it HTS address in that reserves array. So yeah, that should be correct.
Yeah, because we've got the we've got the schema over here in it, so I think that should be fine. Well, I mean, I'm just going to really quickly create an issue in the GitHub in the AJK. So what I'm going to do here, for those of you watching, if you have any new features that you want for Hedera Agent Kit, you just create an issue. Please create an issue. This will tell us what we need to build essentially. So we've already had a few community requests, things like a Python SDK, but also tools like update account and all of these things which people in the community want. If you create issues for it, we're going to do it. But let's say pass HTS tokens when fetching account pass. Tokens from node. Okay. Right, I'm just going to create that and we can give it a bit more information for the time but later on. Call that bug. Okay. All right, guys, I need to drop off. Just need to go to the toilet. So give me 1 minute and I will be back. But what I guess in the meantime, what's next? What are we going to do next? Because I think we've got. We build
the matching. We're going to build the matching between HTS balance and Bonzo supported tokens.
Let's give it a try now. Let's see if we can actually see if it works now.
I think it should work.
Yeah, it should.
No, it won't work because the API doesn't return you your individual balances.
Let's do it in 2 steps. Let's go. What are my token balances? We go. What are my token balances? This will come back with my token balances, and then we want to say, okay, now, what do we want to say now? What?
I say then fetch the supported tokens on Bonzo.
Okay, tell me.
And the reason that we're doing this is because we don't have like a matching tool in the back end. And so we need to put all this in the context window, and then the LLM will be able to do this matching for us.
Now, so interestingly, Ash, I think, and this is what I want to try after this, I think we can almost put it in one prompt, and the LLM should be able to detect.
Run both tools?
Run both of them. Yeah.
All right, well, let's try it the simple way here for now, and then we'll try it.
Nice.
There we go. Look at that.
That's right. So what? So you've got USDC source and pack, right?
No, Gib. USDC source and Gib. It's Gib. I put Gib up there because it wouldn't make a match.
Nice. Look at that. Boom. So here, and it's even told us the coin as well. That's great, isn't it? This is
nice. That's nice.
I think, Gaurang, you might have to pay us for this, by the way.
yeah, right. This is like
good. This is your.
We need the Bonzo team building this for us and submitting a PR.
Yep. I wanted to do that, but yeah, I don't need to do it anymore.
No, exactly. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. I'll send my invoice.
So,
Okay, let's now do it all in one.
Okay,
so
sure.
Let's go.
This is good though. This is good though. We need some of the vuvuzela, horn here.
Okay, so we need to, it's not going to be the same when I do it with my screen.
That's all right.
Let's go. Where is it? With your assets.
There we go. Vuvuzela. When was the World Cup in Brazil? Because that's when everybody learned about the vuvuzela.
2016.
Y'all remember that? 2016?
No. 2012? 2014, I think.
2014?
No, 2010. It's when Spain. It's when Spain won.
Yeah, I think that's when Spain won.
Yeah, Brazil.
When was the World?
Yeah, 2010.
Wow.
2010. I'm pretty sure.
Brazil 2014. 2014.
It's 2014. Okay.
When did Brazil host the Football World Cup? Yeah, 2014.
Who did it in 20? Was it South Africa in 2010? Yeah, South Africa. Okay. That's when Spain won it, bro. That was peak life. Well, I was like 8 years old, but no. But that was obviously half Spanish.
Just for the record, Jake was peaking at 8 years old.
No, I'm peaking. I'm peaking now.
You got great years ahead of you.
Peaks not here yet.
Speaking of which, Jake just recently graduated with chemical engineering degree.
Let's
so
go.
Congratulations to Jake. Anybody that gets an undergrad in engineering, any engineering degree, knows how difficult that is. So congratulations, Jake. That's
turn it up. What is that? You say that because you got 2, yeah?
That's right.
Okay, let's get back to some lo-fi. And okay, we can really celebrate if when we ask it this, it works. So what have we got? We've got find. So let's say get my.
Let's see. Let's really throw it a curveball, and then we can back it off if it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Tell me which of my tokens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which of my tokens could be staked or could earn APY from Bonzo? Yeah.
That's easy because it can tell you what's the APY. It will just say.
Yeah.
No, but I think the important thing is my tokens, isn't it? It's like.
Right. So it's got to go fetch my tokens first, and then fetch Bonzo supported tokens, and do that merge.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go to the toilet quickly.
All right, mate.
Bro!
Whoa, amazing. Wait, why Bonzo?
No,
it doesn't have Bonzo.
I don't have Bonzo token. I don't have Bonzo token.
Okay. You know why? It's because it's 4.0 mini. That's why I think.
Yeah. Let's use 4.0. Yeah.
You have the following token. Dude, what? But why did it?
I don't have Bonzo tokens in my account.
Yeah. Why? Wow.
Hang on.
Hallucinated.
Look, it's hallucinated because that's saying the token.
Yeah.
7. So it's done something right.
Oh
wait.
That here. That must be the Gib token ID. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'll look.
I think that's the Gib token ID. So I think it's done like a semi hallucination.
So the Gib token ID ends in 707.
Yeah. Okay. So it's still done it, though.
It did it. It just completely hallucinated and thought that Bonzo was that token ID.
Yeah. They're similar. I wonder if they're similar.
So bizarre.
Update the agent kit to use just 4.0, not 4.0 mini.
Yeah, okay. Let's do the same question over here.
This is a great example, though. This is a great example for the audience to see. Like,
so bad. Yeah.
You're.
Or even, I think 4.1. I think 4.1 is even a better option.
You got to pay for your intelligence.
And if not, we'll try 03 minutes.
Get my my tokens.
It's done it.
This is correct. Yeah.
Even with that English as second language prompt up there.
Get my witch of my token. Oh, God. Get my witch.
That's the Queen's English for you, Ash.
That is the Queen's English. Jake's been harassing me, telling me I need to learn Queen's English.
Oh,
Yep, that is it. BBC English.
precious gift, long live our noble king.
But it shows you even with an absolute rubbish prompt.
Yeah.
4.1, we paid for the actual intelligence here, and it did it.
Let's go. Let's do it in Spanish. Let's say, dime cuáles de mis tokens puedo usar en Bonzo.
Okay, yeah. That you're telling that you can use in Bonzo, not that I can use in Bonzo.
Just done it again.
Amazing.
Yeah, oh, that should be puedo. That should be puedo. Yeah.
Somebody told me I didn't speak Spanish the other day too. I think that was you, Jake. And now I'm correcting your Spanish grammar. Hold on.
No, do you know what it was? It was when, it was when we were talking. It was a typo, bro. Anyway,
how can I not speak Spanish when I'm correcting your conjugation?
I never told you that. No, I remember it was when we were talking about the Tower of Babel, and I said, "Nah, mate, Tower of Babylon." And I was like, "You don't even know your Bible," and then boom.
Yeah, you told me That's right. I didn't know my biblical history. I don't know my Spanish, mate. I'm
not that much.
I got 2 engineering degrees. I got 2 engineering degrees.
You're a hater.
Holla back.
Anyway, it's got it in Spanish. I mean,
yeah.
I think
ask it what the APYs are for these tokens. This is a great test, by the way. Oh my, what's all this?
Interesting how it's given like an explanation here.
Yeah. So it said 6% on USDC.
But it's because I said like, what are the AP? So it's also explaining to me what the
Oh, right.
rendimiento porcentual.
7% on borrow and 6% on supply. Is that right? Can you go to Bonzo's website? I don't think that's right.
No. So what does it say?
For example, por ejemplo.
Yeah. So if the supply is 6%.
Okay. Right.
That's still not exactly right, is it?
Yeah. No.
Is that the right amount?
No, I don't think that's going to be right. It's much more to borrow. Ask it for the actual Bonzo prices, or the Bonzo APYs. On Bonzo, I think. Yeah.
There we go. Got it right this time.
Perfect.
So yeah, supply APY 6.2. Yeah, nice.
Cool.
Right, this is good.
That's really good. That's really good. It was really good. All this is it's literally just two plugins, and they're working with each other. Yep.
You've got this sort of agent that is orchestrating both of them, and it's not even. I mean, it was almost working with 4.0 Mini.
For a Mini, yeah.
Okay. Well, let's do. I really need the toilet. Let's do a super grok prompt, and we'll just have it cook in the background. And should we do this strategy thing? Yeah, is that what we want to do, or? What?
Yeah, I think maybe so I don't have enough assets in my account to loop. So I think we would just tell it like, we would just give it like, hey, I've got 1,000 USDC.
You don't even need, you can do it with what exists right now,
Yeah, you can do. So yeah, that's what I'm saying is like, is can we do like an extra level thing? Because it mentioned in here, for example, things like implement strategy engine, which simulates 30-day returns. Is that
We don't need all that. We can do something simple, right? We can say, hey, I have $1,000 in USDC, and I want to get like 200% APY. How can I do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that we could do that at the
It might
moment.
just be able to tell us right now. Yeah, it might just be able to do it
Yeah.
right now.
I think it should be able to. Yeah.
1,000 USDC, and I want. Let's do it with let's do it with 4.1. We can do it with 4.1. But I have 1,000 USDC, and I want to get 200% yield. How to achieve?
Also add across Hedera, so it can include other protocols as well, like Saucer Swap, HBarX, all these things.
Okay.
Well, it doesn't have visibility of Saucer
I'll
Swap.
I'll just do it like this.
Oh yeah, this one doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll have some of its own knowledge as well. I remember when we were testing this out yesterday, we were just with ChatGPT. It was suggesting HBarX and that sort of stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's probably not going to know that you can swap this for that, but
There we go. So to achieve 200% yield on your highest supply APY is USDC 6.62. Simply depositing that will not come close to 200%. So then, what's realistically possible? So looping is feasible. So it's basically said it's not possible, which is true, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, it's true. It's not possible yet. Does the agent kit have access to internet? Because if it has access to internet, it could look at Saucer Swap and other things,
No, it doesn't. Well, we could give it like a tool to give it access to the internet, but it doesn't at the moment.
Yeah, well, we would have to give it the Saucer Swap query tool.
Yeah.
Which if the Saucer Swap team is listening, we'd love to see a PR.
Please do, especially with this new plugin. Especially with this new plugin architecture, we could have like.
Yeah, you don't want to be left out whenever people are building with the Hedera agent kit, and all of a sudden they just don't have any visibility to Saucer Swap or Bonzo. Man, wouldn't that be too bad? You'd get so much FOMO.
Isn't this really nice and tidy? Isn't this like a really neat sort of?
Wow.
Nothing sort of crazy. We just.
This is the amazing one.
You see what I'm saying? It's like just nice and neat, and it's good for AI as well. It's good for AI.
Yeah.
Guys, I think we've got 15 minutes left. Let's ask Super Grok to do something crazy. Let's just go. I don't know. Should we try?
Okay, here you go. Let's something actually crazy. Well, we don't have the ABI of the smart contract. I was going to say we could ask it to. Yeah. Okay. If we had the ABI of the contracts, we could import that into Grok and have it do the execution side.
Yeah. I mean, we could get the ABI.
The ABIs are available, I imagine, aren't they, Gaurang? On Hashscan?
Bonzo.
For your smart contracts? Maybe we don't need it. Maybe we don't need the ABI. Maybe we just need like their docs.
Yeah, that's
no, you listen. You can just say it's Aave V2 contracts. So all the interface signatures are the same.
Oh,
so
I bet Grok already knows. Yeah, I bet
it knows Aave V2 contracts.
Yeah.
So, and what it would just specifically
let's call it Bonzo supply token.
Okay.
As a tool, Bonzo supply token.
Bonzo supply token.
Yeah.
It should use it should be a tool which will allow a user to supply.
I would say supply. What language do you call it, Gaurang? Supply or Lin?
Yeah, supply token.
Supply.
And
okay.
Just as context, just say like Bonzo is a fork of Aave V2. It will V2, just do V2 because otherwise it will do V3.
Right. Okay. V3.
Yeah, I would V2, and I would remove to the Bonzo Aave smart contract. I would just say the Bonzo Finance smart contract there, and then Bonzo is a fork of Aave V2.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jake, it's V2, not V3.
Yeah.
And then we want to say, okay, so use the Hashgraph SDK in a similar mechanism to below. Contract. I'm just going to give an example of the.
No, you don't even need that. It knows how to do it.
No, because I
what do you-
want to give it an example within the context of like the tools that we have to make sure it uses the, like here, for example, if you want to use the handle transaction strategy, then it can handle both return bytes and also and I guess what we'll do is we'll just return the bytes, I think. Yeah, we just need to just return the bytes because I don't have the private key for it, and then let's put it from there.
You want me to DM you the private key for this account?
No, don't worry about it. I think if it returns transaction bytes, it should be successful. Okay. Anything else that we need to do? Oh, we need to give the contract addresses.
Oh yeah. Do you know offhand what? Yeah, let's. Is it? Do they all use the same contract, deposit contract, or does each token have its own
no,
contract?
each one has its go down all the way. You should see a list of all the contracts.
So let's just say the USDC contract then, Jake. What we'll need to tell in our prompt, it'll need to say USDC contract.
Or
I can tell you that. Yeah, just go to USDC and you'll find the A token contract there.
I think again, let's just give it this here, and we'll let it do the handling itself. I think. What do you think?
Well, I think we should target a specific. Just because we have 10 minutes, we should target a specific token.
Okay.
And listen, so it has to do it through the lending pool. So we need to tell it that you call the lending pool supply function, and I think it will know that. Grok will know that because it's pretty standard.
Okay, so lending pool infrastructure. So this is
so
the
you
contract.
Go to mainnet.
Is this the only contract ID it needs?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So surely it can do any token then.
Yeah, you call the lending pool supply function. It has a bunch of parameters. It can take any token. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so we don't need to have. Okay, so in that case, it's like a Uniswap routing.
I'm curious. Is the ABI available there? Do you think we'll need it, or no? Because it's
no, it knows. That's what Grok knows. Lending pool. Yeah.
Right. Cool.
Because Aave V2 came. It knows like all the contracts. Aave V2. Aave V2, it knows everything.
Okay.
So when we say lending pool Aave V2, it knows exactly which function to call, the exact ABI, exact parameters.
Yeah. Okay then.
No, give it the EVM address.
Oh, the EVM address, yeah.
Why?
Because that's all the EVM knows.
No, but if you're going to use the contract execute transaction from the SDK.
Yeah, so then give it more context. Say call the supply function on lending pool. Then it will know which parameters to send.
So
call the supply function on the lending pool contract.
Yeah. Let me see if it is supply or deposit. I think it is deposit. It is deposit. Deposit function. Sorry. Call the deposit function on lending pool.
Cool. Okay. Let's go.
Super Grok.
All right, I'm gonna pop this really quickly.
I think we achieved all of our goals today, Gaurang.
Yep, we did. I think we are going beyond that now.
Yeah, we are.
Which is amazing. Yeah.
It really is. Imagine
but
if
yeah,
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, if it had access to internet, it would give us the exact strategy to get to 200%. You know?
Yeah, for sure. I was just gonna say, imagine you're building something on Hedera, and your project is not supported by the Hedera agent kit. Whoa! Oh my goodness! Not gonna make it. Not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it. All right. Well, it looks like we lost Jake's stream. I'm sure he'll be back in a second. Is there an ETA for when vaults are going to be live?
We are hoping by the end of Q3 because right now we are undergoing audits, smart contract audits. So yeah, let's see how that goes.
Nice. That's so exciting. And so can you give us an example of like what one of the vaults could be? And are these strategies built by you guys, or can anyone build a vault strategy?
So we are starting with some template strategies. So we when we launch vaults, we'll go out with like 7 to 8 standard strategies that we are building, and later on after that, any developer can submit a strategy. So in the beginning, we'll be kind of approving the strategies. We'll look at the code, make sure it's not malicious, it's not stealing your funds, all that. Um, and yeah, after that, like anyone can submit that. So just as an example, let's look at LST token leverage strategy. So LST token could be like HBAR-X or X sauce. So what you do is you supply X sauce on Bonzo, you borrow sauce against that. Then you go and you stake that sauce on Saucer Swap. You get X sauce. You come back and you supply that X sauce on Bonzo again. And you can keep looping like that, right? So by doing this, you're getting a higher APY. Because let's say APY on X sauce is only 3%. If you do this looping, you will get, let's say, 6-7% APY on that. Yeah? Plus, you're getting the staking yield from Saucer Swap.
Right.
So it looks like it's sort of some of the LLMs have this issue. I remember Gemini had the same issue, where you ask it to do something and then it just stops, doesn't keep on going. So I think Grok just had the same thing. It started it.
Oh, Grok.
Yeah, stupid Grok, man.
Doesn't sound very super to me.
No.
Taking my cape off.
But I personally love Claude, man. Claude does really good coding. Claude Sonnet and Opus is amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Opus, yeah. Oh, you could even try it with what's the time that? Let me see if I can overrun. We could even try it with Claude Code.
Well, just for the sake of time here, 5 minutes, Gaurang. That's awesome having you on the show today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
It was really fun. Yeah,
it was really
and I love
fun.
the music, love the DJ.
Got a vibe hustlers only. Yeah, this has been a good one.
Yeah, man.
And got a lot of functionality too. When we extend this, we'll, of course, we'll need to tighten up this code, but adding the execution, I think, would be next. So right now, the agent is smart. It can tell you, what opportunities there are for you. But then the next step would be actually creating that transaction and passing it to you, the end user, so that you can sign and then, be able to stake. I mean, be able to be able to supply and start yielding, or be able to borrow.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay, guys, I need to go. I have another call in 5 minutes, so I want to complete. So great being here.
Awesome.
And thanks for starting with the plugin. If you push this, I can continue on this,
Amazing,
and I can say I built it,
I mean, it looks like, has it done it? Is that it? Encode ABI encode contract execute.
Just
not looking too bad, to be fair.
For the audience, if y'all want us to like iterate on something like over maybe a couple different Hashgraph Hustlers, like if you want us to revisit this plugin, for example, and keep adding functionality to it in the next one, let us know. Or if you'd rather us just have one show for something like this and then move on to a different topic on the next one, have a different guest on, and maybe build a Saucer Swap agent or build a Syntax agent or something and have that team on. Yeah, we're all ears. Just let us know what you want to hear, and we'll see if we can't do it for you.
So what's this bloody...
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to have to drop to Jake,
okay,
as always.
Thank
you, sir. Everybody out there, keep hustling.
Keep hustling, everyone. Take care.
Yeah, keep hustling.